This is Zach Howard, and you're listening to the Real Nerds Podcast.
Hey, Real Nerds listeners, your favorite host Ryan here to remind you that social media is great. How great is it? There's many ways you can find the Real Nerds on social media. You can download us on iTunes. You can listen to us streaming on Stitcher Radio. You can call us 720-6nerds5. Aw man, our website is so cool. You can visit our website, realnerdspodcast.com. You want to leave some fan mail? Oh, that's so easy, realnerds@gmail.com. Twitter, we got it, @real_nerds. You can even like us on Facebook. Thank you so much, and hey, enjoy the show. Welcome to Real Nerds Podcast, unofficially the official podcast at Denver Comic Con. Log on to denvercomiccon.com to purchase your tickets for the 2016 extravaganza happening Father's Day's weekend. Exciting times. Soon. Brad?
Yeah?
I'm talking to you, you're not answering me.
What, you're just introducing the show. What am I supposed to say?
You're supposed to say, oh, I can't wait for Denver Comic Con.
I'm a little upset with Denver Comic Con.
Why?
Especially their Real Heroes filmmaking thing. Because on their website, they've promised, notifications, and I don't think they've gone out yet.
Well, still a month away.
I'd like to advertise the screenings happening, not the week of.
Well, I don't know what to tell you, Brad. Fucking suck it up.
I just want to show my movie.
Every week on Real Nerds Podcast, we go see a new movie and we podcast our experience to the world. This week, however, we did something a little different because we couldn't figure out a movie we wanted to see. We were going to go see Gods of Egypt just to be funny, but it was only playing at 2 theaters.
I felt so stupid. I could have just gone and see it yesterday, and then you could have saw it today, and then...
Yeah, it's all right.
I don't know why I thought we had to see it together.
Well, because it's special, Brad. So anyways, this week, Brad, why don't you tell the people what you saw this week?
Okay, so this week's just a big old random mishmash of movies. There's no singular standout movie. So I saw Green Room, Belladonna of Sadness, and Hook, I guess. Not really a new movie, but yeah. What did you see?
This week I went and saw The Darkness.
All right.
So it's under Blumhouse. Jason Blum does a bunch of horror stuff, and this is his it's called Blumhouse Tilt. So they take lower budget horror films and it's different release platform where they're in theaters and then a month later they're on Blu-ray or digital. I forget how it works, but it's like a new strategy that they're trying for movies they don't put a lot of money in advertising for. So we have 3 different movies we saw this week. We also talk about movies we watched throughout the week, movie news, which is hardly any this week, stuff that's coming out. We're a movie podcast. We like to have fun. I also want to give a shout out to Colorado Coins, Cards, and Comics. We do Denver Comic Con, and they've been a longtime sponsor of the show. If you have comic book needs, go see Andrew at Colorado Coins, Cards, and Comics. He'll set you up right. And, if you want, there's, DC is relaunching their line again. So make sure you get down there and get the books you want, because I was going through, did you get all the new 52 Batmans? Do you have the run of it?
Probably. I don't keep very good track anymore.
Because the first 10, the very first issue is selling online right now for $500.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I have that.
Because it's, I think, because it's the Court of the Owls, I think was the first storyline. And people, I don't think were sure yet if it was going to be with Scott Snyder, if his Batman would be very good, and it ended up being a really great run. Mm-hmm. So I think it was under-ordered, which is weird for a first issue. But so yeah,
sweet.
Make sure if you go to mycomicshop.com, it has real-time prices because it's basically being traded on a online website, and yeah, those ones are out of control.
Maybe I should sell it because I could use $500.
You should. So just see Andrew. I know he's gotten a bunch of great comics lately. I got the first appearance of the Green Goblin very recently, so he's been getting them. What the hell? I think this was this week. Because you saw Belladonna of Sadness. You see that at Alamo?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, let me find another email because our favorite place to see movies in Colorado is the Alamo Drafthouse, and this is what's playing next week at Alamo Drafthouse.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Kevin Smith.
Hi, I'm Leonard Maltin.
Hi, I'm Mark Hamill.
Hi, I'm Elijah Wood.
This is Seth Rogen.
I'm Christopher Mintz-Plasse.
I'm Ron Starr.
Welcome to the Alamo Drafthouse.
Last time I saw you, I played it cool. Now someone's been
I'm telling you right up front.
Turn off your cell phone.
Don't talk.
Don't text.
Don't build a birdhouse. Don't be a Foley artist.
Quit asking your girlfriend what she had on her salad.
Okay, is it your living room?
You talk or text during this film, I will punch you.
You can find out who they are and then go cut their tongue out.
Have a good watch.
Bye.
All right, I've said what you want me to say. Will you release me now?
All right. Casablanca is a brunchtacular. It's a film series that is themed around brunch and shopping. It's always good to do their themed stuff there because it's usually really good food. Space Jam is playing the 21st and 22nd. Street Fighter is on the 20th.
I'll be at that one.
Legally Blonde is on the 23rd with a live performance by the Town Hall Arts Center, an introduction and Q&A by director Robert Luketic and screenwriters Kirsten Smith and Karen McCullough. Oh, that's cool. I always love when they get the filmmakers in because Q&As are so fascinating when you listen to people talk about the process. In a Lonely Place is a conversation with the demon dog of American literature, James Elroy. And this week is Miller's Crossing. That's on the 23rd. The Graveyard Shift is a monthly horror series of ultimate deep cuts, oddities, and discoveries and more. And it's hosted by Alamo Drafthouse's own Ian Patrick. And Ian Patrick writes some liner notes in Eros videos. So Psycho 2 is this week's, or the 25th, so kind of next week. But like I said, those ones, make sure you get them early because they sell out really fast. Harmony on the 18th is dubbed. On the 17th is subtitled. I don't know what Harmony is.
Yeah, what's Harmony?
I'm not sure. But yeah, that's what's playing this week at the Alamo Drafthouse.
Neat.
So yeah, get your tickets online at alamodrafthouse.com/Denver. Brad, what do you want to start with this week? What do you want to do?
Well, I've got the digital bits opened up, so why don't we do releases?
Sweet.
DVD releases and Blu-rays.
There's some kid peeing on American Pickers, picture.
Classy.
Yeah, I love this show.
You like looking at other people's junk.
Cool, what's coming out?
All right. First and foremost is The Witch is
nice
on Blu-ray.
I have to get that one.
Dirty Grandpa is coming out.
I was one I was going to wait for HBO.
Yeah, that's it's a lot of comedies are I don't need to see them in theaters. Good enough for home video. Orange is the New Black season 3 comes out. What else? I guess if you're into martial arts, Ip Man Trilogy limited edition steelbook box set.
I know that was really popular at the Alamo.
Yeah,
they only had a few showings and they all sold out.
There's some Criterion, The Naked Island.
Oh, cool! I always love Criterion's cover art.
Oh yeah,
it's just cool.
I was so excited about Doctor Strangelove coming out because that they've got a Criterion coming out with some good art, but I didn't enjoy the movie enough to let it.
That's tough. The Criterion, you got to be kind of sure because they're $40.
Yeah. Let's see. There's a couple DC combo, they're mashing Son of Batman and Batman Under the Red Hood together, Blu-rays, All-Star Superman, Superman Doomsday.
When does Dawn of Justice come out on Blu-ray? Is it soon?
I think over July maybe.
Oh wow, I thought maybe that's why they're kind of combining them to gear up so people get all that other stuff.
Kindergarten Cop 2 with Dolph Lundgren.
Dolph Lundgren.
What else? Xena Warrior Princess Season 6, I guess.
Some
people might be waiting for that. It seems like it should have been out already. There's a complete series, so...
You know what bummed me out is when you when you text that about the League not being on Blu-ray, I'm not surprised because Fox is the worst Blu-ray. My Modern Families, I have the first 5 seasons on Blu-ray, and then they only made the other ones. 6 is on, or 5 and 6 are on DVD only.
It's stupid because, like the first, 5 or 6 seasons have singular Blu-ray releases. Just take them all and mash them together.
Nope.
And sell them to me for cheaper.
That's what I mean. Is it that much more expensive to put it on Blu-ray now? It's no way.
I don't know. I was hoping my post would be like, oh, somebody does want it on Blu-ray. So I don't know. There's actually a movie called Fidelio, which is like Paul Shear's phrase in the League at some point. So that's coming out. I don't know what it's about. I just can see the cover art. Yeah, there's not a lot.
No.
Yeah.
I'll probably be getting The Witch. I really like that movie.
Or the Vivitch.
The Vivitch.
Why is it separated like that?
I don't know.
VVITCH. I don't get it. Maybe they look like fangs?
I guess. I don't know. You'd have to ask or maybe goat heads. I don't know. I have to ask the marketing people.
Yeah. That's it, yeah. Digitalbits.com if you want to check out the whole list. Yeah.
And, of course, if you buy from Digital Bits, you support them. And it's a website I've been going to for 20 years, 15 years. I don't even know. Yeah. When it was just used to do DVDs.
And they got news about other stuff, coming out in the future, too, so...
Yeah.
I just found out they're doing steelbooks of the Star Trek movies.
Are they really?
In other countries.
Oh.
But they'll likely come here, but the cover art's like the original posters. So.
Are you going to get the Wrath of Khan director's cut?
I don't know. I have it on DVD, so and I already have the movie on Blu-ray as it is, so it's like it's really just getting that slipcover.
I know. See, the thing is like I think the Blu-rays are cool, like in the sets, and so then I'd have one that's not in it. But I love the movie, so I'll probably get it. Who am I kidding?
Yeah. Maybe I'll borrow yours then.
Yeah. I'll probably get it.
Yeah.
Cool. Yep, nothing exciting, just like movie news.
It's real news.
Yeah, did you see the Assassin's Creed trailer?
No.
It looks interesting, except they put this Kanye West song at the end, and so it makes it bad. And then someone on the internet was really cool and took the actual music from Assassin's Creed and put it to the trailer. And yet again, someone on the internet is better than anybody else making it because it actually adds emotional punch to it. And you're like, oh, wow, that works really well. Not trying to appeal to the populace by adding Kanye West to it. And I didn't even know it was Kanye West. I knew it was a horrible song until someone was talking about it was Kanye West because he's horrible. And I don't get why people actually think his music's so good. Everything I've heard from Kanye West sounds horrible.
Yeah.
And I couldn't pick a Kanye West song out of a lineup if I was listening to it. Maybe I just don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah, when we have music rounds at trivia, someone else will be like, oh, that's Kanye West. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Cool. The only way I can maybe tell is if it was constant auto-tuning, and then I say, oh, that sounds like Kanye West. Did you know that Captain America, if he came back after 66 years, would be owed $3.1 million from the United States Army because it's 66 years worth of pay?
Well, given how good they are at paying out VA benefits,
yeah, he's probably hosed.
Yeah.
It was a funny article I read on, I think it was on Collider, where some dude actually went through and like figured out how much money he was making in 1944 and multiplied it through benefits and things like that. So yeah. They owe Captain America $3.1 million. And the funny thing is the United States Army responded. It was like, yeah, we probably would, but you have to meet these certain requirements.
What is Captain America? What would he need money for? Like,
yeah, well,
he lives at Avengers headquarters.
He doesn't anymore.
Well, as of now. But prior to that, like, he already had free room and board, free meals. Doesn't he need meals? He's like a super... I don't know.
I'm sure. It probably needs a lot.
Can you starve Captain America to death?
I don't know. You probably could because he'd probably need a lot of food because if he has, superhuman abilities, his metabolism's probably really fast. So he probably has to eat like 2 pizzas and shit like that.
Maybe.
Did you see they released a photo of Krang outside his robotic thing? I think it looks like the cartoon. It still looks like a CGI cartoon movie, but
yeah,
we'll see. It looks like it's more fun.
I was looking at the release schedule. It's our movie of that week, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, we're seeing it. I don't think the first one is horrible, but it's just whatever. I'm just hoping it's fun. That's all I want.
Yeah, I'm hoping with with embracing the cartoon characters more. But yeah, he looks like an even more bloated Krang from the show.
Yeah, so hopefully they just have fun with it.
He's got his tentacles still.
I was
he's got extra tumors or something.
I don't think Johnny Knoxville's the voice of Leonardo in this one.
Yeah, I don't think he is.
So
they just got someone who sounds like him.
Yeah.
Save money.
Yep. That and, I'm Leonardo, and I'm the leader of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Gareth Edwards is leaving Godzilla 2.
I guess that makes sense because he has more important things to work on, like Star Wars.
Yeah, well, he's done with Star Wars now, I guess, and and I was reading on Hollywood Reporter. They're not sure why. I think the big thing is I think his camp saying he's just burnt out because he did Godzilla, then went right into Star Wars, and then he didn't want to go right into another Godzilla because Warner Brothers or Universal's ever releasing King Kong Skull Island is doing a King Kong Godzilla shared universe kind of thing, and so they're making a big monster movie mashup. And that's it for news.
Are you sure?
What did I miss?
Darwin Cook died today.
Oh, that's right. Oh, he died yesterday.
Yesterday? Okay.
Yeah, he's a great comic book artist. I loved his art.
The new DC's The New Frontier.
Yep. He had a style that was kind of that
Retro.
Dick Tracy kind of like 1940s style, but his lines were really clean. If he did an alternate cover to Harley Quinn or Batgirl, I'd always get it because I loved his interpretations of characters. And it's really sad. The day before I read that he had an aggressive form of cancer, and then I read the very next day he died from it. Yeah. So that's a bummer.
I know. I read it early in the week, and they're like, we're pulling for you. And then wow. Yeah. That was fast.
So it's a bummer. Yeah, because he's a great, great artist. And I loved his...
was he ever at Denver Comic-Con?
I don't think so. He did before the Minutemen was the Watchmen prequel, and it was really cool. It's probably the best book out of that because he was the writer and artist on it, and his style really fit what he was trying to do. It was the 1940s kind of superheroes. Yeah, it's a bummer. He's a great artist.
Fucking cancer, man.
Yep. It's knocking everybody out. So thanks for reminding me because that makes me sad because I think he's a great artist and my son loves me more than he loves my wife.
No, he's just sad that Darwin Cook died.
Oh yeah. Yep, so that's it for real news.
Cool.
Yep. Hey Brad, what did we watch this week?
So this is the stuff we've been watching.
What'd you watch this week, Brad? Oh, you just watch all new stuff?
Yeah, I'm trying to. I think we talked earlier. I'm rewatching the Batman anime series.
Mm-hmm. Anything stand out yet?
Just the old I was gonna go through and watch them in air date order.
Mm-hmm.
But
it's hard.
Yeah, I was gonna put based on what the air dates were. They had one. It seems like every day in September. It's almost
because remember. It was
part of the Fox block.
Yeah, so they showed them 5 times a week.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, because it's you find you say that because I went and because I did the same thing. I went to Wikipedia to see the release schedule, and season 1 was 85 episodes or something.
Yeah, 60 I think.
Yeah, then the other 2 were 10, 12, and those ones are easier to disseminate because it's Batman and Robin adventures or the new Batman and Robin. You can tell by the art style, but the early stuff is always difficult. And DC Entertainment released them stupid
as volumes. Yeah. Well, it makes sense because the first season would be 8 or 10 discs because of 60 episodes, but then those later seasons they'd be smaller.
I think that's something that people would want on Blu-ray. I think people would buy it and pay a lot of money for it, just like the Batman 66 stuff. I'm pretty sure people would buy
on Blu-ray. Yeah,
the animated series on Blu-ray and pay a lot of money for it.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Watch them on DVD. It seems like they're just VHS transfers.
Mm-hmm.
They're pretty blurry.
And that art style just begs to have high definition.
Oh yeah.
And the thing is, you don't have to make it widescreen. Just clean it up and put it out.
Yeah. Watching them on my thing, it just stretches them anyway. It doesn't distort it too much. So.
Mm-hmm.
The Batman 66 show is still standard frame, and Yeah, you don't have to like upgrade it or anything.
No,
it still looks good.
I mean, I always said too, like Dick Van Dyke is standard, and Friends was reformatted to be letterbox, and there's times when you're watching it, you can see like holes cut out of the set where the cameras go. Like, just leave it normal.
It's the exact thing why Star Trek Next Generation they left it standard because they didn't want to like show
Exactly.
stuff off to the sides of the frame.
Well, Joss Whedon, Fox took Buffy the Vampire Slayer and converted it and made it letterbox for FX HD, and it pissed him off because they also recolor timed it, so scenes that were supposed to be at night looked like they were during the day, and you could see like crew members like in the background. And he sent this really scathing letter. It's like, you don't need to mess with it. Just leave it how it is. People are goofy.
I'm sure the network's just like, but it looks weird on the screen.
Yeah,
It doesn't
exactly.
fill the whole
We don't
thing.
want to get complaints about the black bars.
It's just like, younger generation can't deal with black and white, so we had to make it color.
It's just like, it's rehashing. I remember my brother would always get full screen DVDs, and we'd used to get in arguments about it. I said, dude, don't get full screen. You get like half the picture cut off. He says, I hate the black bars. I don't even notice them.
Yeah. But as for Batman Animated Series, like the first 3 discs from the first season have like Heart of Ice on it and the Gray Ghost. And
Nice. Oh, the Gray Ghost. That's a great one.
yeah.
Hi, buddy.
Did I watch anything else? I don't think so. What'd you watch?
So I went back to my junior high days, or maybe, just before junior high days, and I rewatched Wayne's World for the first time in a long time. Because I was at Tradesmart, and the Blu-rays there were like $3, and the transfer is not very good, which is a bummer. But the movie's still really funny. It's one of those stupid comedies that my wife actually laughed at. That's when I know the stupid comedy is actually funny, because my wife doesn't laugh at that stuff. And it's just, I could probably still quote the movie verbatim. I love the scene with Chris Farley. He plays a security guard for Alice Cooper. And so Wayne and Garth take a wrong turn and they go outside. And Chris Farley, Wayne and Garth come down like, wow, who's that limo belong to? And Chris Farley goes, it brings to Frankie Sharp Records, probably the biggest record producer in town. He goes on this spiel about where he knows where Frankie Sharp's going to be all the time. And then at the end, Wayne comes over and looks at the camera and says, you have to wonder if this is going to pay off in some way at the end. It's just totally stupid stuff like that I just love in movies. It's the first movie I remember where they actually broke the fourth wall, where, I mean, Wayne is basically your narrator throughout the film, and, he's always talking to the camera and making jokes at the camera. So it's kind of, I guess, a pseudo documentary. Has Ed O'Neill plays a crazy donut shop guy. Rob Lowe's in it. There's a lot of famous guys in it. And, I always loved the scene with Alice Cooper, too. Because Wayne and Garth get backstage passes, and they don't know what to say to him. So he says, do you come to Milwaukee often? And Alice Cooper's response is, I've been to Milwaukee many times, but Milwaukee has sure had its fair share of visitors. In fact, Native Americans have been coming to Milwaukee since the early 1600s. And then his band says, wait, Alice, isn't Milwaukee an Indian name? He goes, yes, Peter, it is. It's actually pronounced Milwaukee. It's so funny. So yeah, the movie's great. I watched Iron Man 3. Almost done with my Marvel movie binge, and then I just have to watch Tank Girl and R.I.P.D. and see if I can find Man Thing on Amazon Prime. And then I've seen all the comic book movies.
Wow.
I don't know if Iron Man 3 is better than the first Iron Man, but it's definitely one of my favorite Marvel movies. Because it's pretty funny. I love Tony's interaction with the kid at the end where he's leaving him, and Tony's leaving, and the kid says, "You're just gonna leave me here like my father did?" And Tony looks at him like, "Grow up, see you later, pussy." And he drives away, and the kid's like, "It's worth a shot." And I love that they just played it. They didn't play that like sappy thing, and and I think the action in it's really cool. There's a really funny bit where Tony and Rhodey are trying to save the president, and so it's kind of like a buddy cop thing. And Rhodey's running in front of him, and Tony's behind him, and he says, "Is your gun pointed up?" And all of a sudden, he points his gun up, like ready to shoot. It's pretty good. And in it, Iron Man kills like bad guys constantly, and it's weird because they made such a big deal out of Superman when he killed Zod, and Iron Man literally blew a hole through a dude. I mean, I don't care, but because I've been watching all the Marvel stuff, I said, wow, Iron Man kills a lot of bad guys. And I mean, he should. They're terrorists and things like that. It's cool. Mm-hmm. Like Zod. You know what I mean? So like, I don't know where I guess people don't think Iron Man has the moral, I don't know, barometer as Superman, but
comic fans have like this weird standard for.
That's what I was saying, because I'm watching, I'm like, wow, I forgot about him blowing like a huge hole through a dude.
Yeah. That
they showed on camera.
Yep.
I'm like, all right.
Actually, I forgot. I watched Deadpool this week again because it came out. Negasonic Teenage Warrior.
Mm-hmm.
She blows like a bunch of scrap cars into like two of the assault guys.
Yep.
They're dead.
They're dead.
Colossus making a big deal about no killing.
Yeah. That's it's kind of funny. You just I don't know why it's accepted.
As long as the superhero's like popular, they're allowed to kill. But when they're not popular, it's like,
I guess
you're straying from the
because I
character.
remember even in one of the complaints in Batman Superman was Batman was killing bad guys.
Mm-hmm.
So what? Like they're shooting guns at him. I never saw that argument. You know?
They were incidentally killed, because collateral damage.
But too, if I was driving my Batmobile and those dudes were shooting rocket launchers and machine guns at me, I would shoot them too. But just me. And the last thing I watched is I watched Spotlight, which is the Academy Award winner for Best Picture this year, and it's a really good film.
Was it the Best Picture of the year?
Well, I don't think it's better than Star Wars, but I mean, I'm not, I'm not that artsy fartsy kind of guy. But I will say that it is a cool film, and I can see. When you've seen enough movies, you can see why they're picked as best films. Because in it, it's about, a ragtag group of guys who are uncovering this huge cover-up. But it's a really powerful story. If you don't know the story, Spotlight is about the Boston Globe reporters in the Spotlight section uncovering the abuse in the Catholic Church and how it is widely just brushed away. And I don't know if accepted is the right word. But the church would just... Tolerated, there we go. The church would just reassign these priests to new parishes, and they would molest other boys. And Rachel McAdams has this speech where she interviews this one father where she tracked him down, and he said, yeah, I molested him, but it's not rape. I know the difference because I was raped. And you're like, what the fuck is wrong with these people? And Mark Ruffalo is amazing in this movie. I think he was nominated too, and I think he should have been. Rachel McAdams was nominated, but I don't think she did anything special. But I mean, she's not bad in it. It's just, I don't know what's so special. Michael Keaton is great. Liev Schreiber is great in it. Stanley Tucci is great. The movie is really well made, and it's really well written and paced, and it moves by really fast. I think it's like 2 hours and 20 minutes, but it doesn't seem that long because, they're constantly uncovering stuff. And even when they uncover everything and they're about to publish it, you don't feel like they've won because it's such a shitty story. But it was an important story, and it's very interesting. So I would definitely see it for Mark Ruffalo's performance in it alone. He's really good in it. So yeah, it was a good movie. I think at Best Buy right now, it might still be on. So it's only like $7.99 at Best Buy right now. And that's why I got it. I was like, but yeah, so I enjoyed it. And that's the last thing I watched was Spotlight.
I forgot I went and saw Hook yesterday.
Yeah. See, you even put it. See, I post them on Twitter so I never forget. And I want our fans to know what we're watching. And you posted on. You still forgot.
Yep. My memory just sucks that bad. I forget to post, and then even when I do post, I forget.
So were the actors there in person?
Yeah, Rufio and Don't Ask were both there. Dante Basco and James Madio. Yeah, they introduced the movie. I assume they went and sat and watched it again. Maybe not. I don't know. Steve
went to half glass full.
Yeah. I don't know how many times they have to watch it, but if I was like in a movie like that, I would probably watch it every time just to like see how the audience reacts. even like that old. But yeah, Steve was leading the Q&A and whatnot, and they talked about like working with Robin Williams, who was everything you'd expect him to be.
Nice.
Sometimes actors have a different personality
Mm-hmm.
than what you see on TV, but he was always there to. And since those two guys were the older of the kids in the cast, he would joke with them and do all like the off-color stuff.
Nice.
And then like Robin Williams gave Rufio a poetry book, I think, what Leaves of Grass, I think it goes. And that's influenced him into writing poetry and stuff, like as a side to his career.
Oh, cool. Does he still act?
Yeah, he's a lot straight to DVD stuff. Couple, low budget indies here and there. Same thing with the guy who played Don't Ask. He, prior to Hook, didn't have any aspirations to be an actor. His dad just saw the casting call and he's like, "Hey, you should go do this."
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were in New York, and they and one other kid from Chicago were the only ones that were out from L.A. in the cast. So like everyone else was hired from L.A.
Huh.
So he just kind of lucked into.
Is that movie 25 years old this year?
91.
Holy cow! Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that coming out like it was yesterday.
That was a good time for movies. That 89 to 91.
I'm not a big fan of Hook, but you know,
why not?
I think it's silly. I have to watch. I haven't seen it in a long time.
I will admit, like watching it again, like I did watch it a couple years ago when it came on Blu-ray, so it's not that far off. But watching it last night, as fun as it is, and how like magical that it is, the adult in me is a little baffled by what the rules. I understand it's Neverland, so like there's not really rules, but there's just some stuff like, they reveal that Peter Pan ended up in Neverland because like as a toddler he got, he's in the carriage and it gets blown away, and you can't tell if it was like his own doing, because there's like this expositional scene where he's like recounting it to Tinkerbell, and he's like, I didn't want to grow old and die. So it's like, well, did the wind blow the carriage away, or like is this symbolism for him trying to get away? And then when you go to Neverland, like you don't age, right?
Yeah.
Yet he went there, Tinkerbell took him there as a toddler, and he at least became like a 12-year-old boy.
Well, maybe you don't age after certain.
I guess you can't
maybe
hit
there's
puberty.
deleted scenes or something.
There's none on the DVD
or Blu-ray.
Yeah, so
the Blu-ray's bare bones.
But yeah, just like rules like that. I'm just like, okay, so you can age a little bit, but not all the way. Yet there's pirates.
Dustin Hoffman is pretty great in that movie.
And the dead croc eats Captain Hook. Like he belches, so
yep.
Like there's a sound effect for that. Yet it's a dead crocodile. I don't know.
Steven Spielberg's never been one of those guys who follows his own rules, because if you listen to interviews with him, he says, I just do things that are fun. I mean, he said it in Jaws. I think I've told the story before, that if the people are with him this long, then they'll buy that when they shoot the shark, it'll explode.
Yeah, and like for the most part, it's Neverland, so it's like you can't really.
It's magical, anyways. I guess.
I think that was like the motto on set. Like, fuck it, it's magic. You know, because there's even a part where like when Peter gets knocked off the ship, he falls into the water, and like the mermaids start kissing him to give him air, and then he gets rescued by the Lost Boy.
Oh, that's right.
Thing.
I don't remember this movie at all.
And then as soon as he gets up there, he finds Tinkerbell in her house, and she's like, "Oh, Peter, I thought you were dead." And it's like, well, if you thought I was dead, my kids are still with Captain Hook, and the whole deal was like, I have to go train, but you guys thought I was dead, so are my kids dead now? Like,
oh, that's right. His kid thinks Captain Hook's cooler than he is.
Yeah, that's Captain Hook's plan. Is like, well, first he's all depressed, like, the kid he thought he was going to fight is this fat old man who has no imagination. And so Smee tells him, I got a better idea. Let's turn his kid against him, which is a pretty sinister plot. But yeah, it's just like, if Tinkerbell, like if Tinkerbell and everyone on the ship saw him fall over and they thought he drowned, like what was Captain Hook going to do with his kids?
Yeah.
Before that, because he was going to kill all three of them, and then Tinkerbell convinced him not to do it. But then they thought, I don't know, just some logic things. But yeah, still a fun movie. And then Rufio was talking about how he got cast, and like Steven Spielberg has a full arcade in his office. Like,
sweet.
So kids can just play free video games while they do their auditions and stuff.
I wonder if he does that so they feel more relaxed and he can get a better performance out of them.
Yeah, and then he said like he had to read against Dustin Hoffman, and they didn't read the script at all. They just hung out. He's like, "Hey, kid, how you doing?"
Because when I think about it, Spielberg has pretty good luck with kids.
Yeah, he's really great at directing kids.
Yeah.
And I didn't get a chance to ask any questions because I wanted to. Well, first I wanted to ask like, what does Steven Spielberg do to like direct you guys?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's his technique?
That'd have been a good question.
And then the other one was when Rufio, like Peter, is getting chased down by the Lost Boys, and then Rufio shows up with a sword, and he like runs over, swings it, and like it lands right on Peter's face. Like I want to ask him like, was that a bunch of takes to get it in that spot, or was like they reversed it, or like what happened? Because there's also like a camera move in it too, so that's a lot of stuff to like get right in a single shot.
Does Rufio die in it?
Yeah,
that's right.
Cuts him.
Oh yeah,
stabs him in the chest.
Oh, yeah, spoilers.
And Rufio's like, "I wish you were my dad."
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. And it's too bad James not here because he was there too, and he was talking to Steve about how this movie is like Steven Spielberg's most personal film because like Rufio represents Steven Spielberg, and then Peter is Spielberg as a dad as of 91, like a recent dad. Mm-hmm. And then someone else is, I forget, but he saw it on a deeper level than I did. But, but yeah, the production design, it's really the other thing is like it's sad that it's a little more obvious as the soundstage a lot of the time because you can watch and see the backgrounds are just like lit backdrops and stuff. Mm-hmm. And just kind of sitting there thinking like, actually, there are a couple special effects that I wasn't sure how they did because like Tinkerbell in the Dollhouse when she first tries to get adult Peter, like it's pretty convincing that it's like Julia Roberts standing in a tiny dollhouse. But I'm like, well, it doesn't look like it's composited.
Because I think I thought my guess how they would do it. Yeah,
or it's it would be like a large dollhouse, but that just means the production design, like they made a miniature look huge. Instead of, like you'd think a small house would look like a regular sized house where they're in it, but it still looks like a dollhouse.
Interesting.
So I don't know how they did that, but that was fantastic. And then what was the other thing? That's it. But anyway, Hook.
Yeah, I'll have to watch it again. I was never like meh. I still might be meh at it, but I have not seen it in years.
There's clever lines that like really clever script despite like the weird rules not applying sometimes. Yeah.
Yep. I'll have to watch it again.
Yeah, check it out again.
Cool. So how do you want to do this? How do you want to do our reviews this week?
Are we missing a segment?
I don't think so.
Did we do everything? All right. So I saw 2 new movies. You saw 1 new movie. So,
do you want to just say we got... Brad, should people go see The Green Room?
Yeah, it's okay. I wasn't blown away. Like a lot of the hype is how like spectacular the gore is. But I didn't see anything that special that I haven't seen before.
Gotcha.
It was more of just a tense movie, and it kind of just goes from A to B, and then it's done. So here's the trailer.
Cool.
Okay, I'm with the Ain't Rights from Washington, D.C. You guys are hard to find. Want to know social media presence?
Music is shared live. It's time and aggression. You gotta be there.
Sorry, guys, gotta clear out. Follow me?
And then it's over. Holy shit.
I told you to follow. Stop! Go!
You can't keep us here. You gotta let us go.
We're not keeping you. You're just staying. We're so fucking dead, guys.
What do we do? Oh, shit.
This will be over soon, gentlemen.
What are they doing?
They're
coming?
We gotta go.
And we die.
The longer we wait, the surer that is.
Is that a pep talk? Just grab some shit, get ready to run.
Here we go.
I see the bad moon rising. I see trouble on the way.
They're everywhere!
You breathing? Let him bleed.
Careful now.
I can't die here.
There's a bad
So don't.
It's fucking hard, man.
So yeah, James talked about it a couple weeks ago. He saw it. He said it was. I forget what he said about it. Do you remember?
He said
I know he
that,
liked it.
Yeah, he said the experience was really tense, and yeah, and I remember he was really terrified of the dogs.
Yeah, I don't, kind of the weird thing is those dog attacks. It seems like everyone just kind of caves into them. Like, I don't know. I've never been in a dog attack or seen one, so I don't know how it's supposed to go down. But it seems like everyone that gets bum rushed by a dog just kind of like falls on their back, and then clearly that's an easy way for them to get to the jugular. But there's nothing like it. Just looks like some dark stretching of neck pieces.
Mm-hmm.
And then spoilers, Alia Shawkat, like she fires a shotgun at the dog, and it just doesn't stop him, and then she just kind of like gives up and gets eaten.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't even show her getting eaten; you just hear it.
So, do you think because James isn't or does not watch as many horror films as we do, has maybe had a bigger impact on him?
Yeah, that's what I'm guessing. Is like it was more shocking to him because he's not accustomed to it as much.
Mm-hmm.
So, and like the whole hand getting cut, like it just looks like your standard like missing, like broken hand. You know, it's like it's not like there's blood spraying everywhere. It just looks like really good cut makeup.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
So I can wait to rent it.
Yeah. Sorry.
It's all right.
The one thing I was so excited that I thought I finally got my first I'm the only one in the theater experience, because I walked into the movie about 3 minutes into previews and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I look around, I'm like, oh sweet, and I start to head down to the second row just out of habit, and I was like, oh there's a woman there. So I went all the way to the back of the room. It was the C, so it was like a small 20 seat thing. And then I don't know, 10 minutes before the end, she just got up and left.
Really?
I guess she couldn't handle it anymore. But a lot of the most gruesome stuff happened by then. So I was like, you can't just wait the rest of this out. It's almost over. I don't know. Maybe she thought I was going to go on for another hour. But yeah, I was this close to being.
Do you want to hear a funny story about today?
No, you didn't.
I did.
Oh, God damn it.
Yep.
What theater?
Belmar. So I was really lucky there.
Yeah.
But maybe I wasn't.
Oh, foreshadowing. Yeah, Green Room. I mean, people are good in it, good acting in it. It's just the band, the characters, they just do dumb things that you usually see in horror movies. They're trapped in this green room, but they find a secret passage into the meth layer. It's they go down there, they find there's no exits out of there. They're kind of trapped anyway, but it's they have a lot of chemicals and things around and supplies, and yet they just grab some duct tape and they're not trying to get in yet, so you have some time to kind of explore what you can use down here. You could probably build a bomb or something with what they got down here,
or at least throw chemicals at them.
Yeah,
I know. I mean, I don't know anything about the manufacturing of meth, but I do know that it's really dangerous.
Yeah, and then towards the end, once most everyone's dead, and they have they're trapped in the green room again. It's I don't know, if that's not a situation, I would try to take out the building, light it on fire. yeah, you might asphyxiate, but at least you ruined their operation.
Yeah.
So I don't know, there's just things you're like, God, do this, do this, do this. A lot of times they just run out and get annihilated. Like the one guy crawls out a window, and they know they're probably surrounded. And as soon as he gets out the window, he gets hacked into bits. It's like, good strategy, dude. Yeah. And that one kid just stands there as the like dog runs at him. Like, you should probably just start fucking running. Yeah.
Or fight back.
Yeah. Like there's a counter. There's this like one shocking part where they convert one of the Nazis like on their side, and he knows where all the guns are, and he starts getting out the gun, and all of a sudden like you just see his face explode. Like, oh fuck. But
nice.
That's probably the only surprising part. Yeah.
So Brad, you also saw Belladonna of Sadness, which I know absolutely nothing about. Should people go see Belladonna of Sadness?
Maybe if you like looking at paintings, maybe. I was pretty bored. And
cool.
Here's the trailer.
Belladonna. 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 Belladonna.青く透き通るこの肌をどっから来たの
私はいつもあなたのそば
明日は愛のため
わかりますよジャンヌ。あなたのことなら何でもわかるの。
春の花の下悪魔ね恥じらいに赤く
あなたですよ。
ベラドナ美しい女ベラドナ恋をした女悲しみの足音はまだ聞こえてこないベラドンナベラドンナベラドンナベラドンナ
What
Which-
the fuck is this about? I don't even know what it's about.
I don't even know if the trailer did anything because it's a Japanese.
Because when I selected Fandango because you said I maybe want to see Belladonna of Sadness, I hit cast and info and it just had nothing on it.
It's some anime from I don't know the 70s, maybe 80s. It's one of those like lost films that they like dug up and then remastered, and here it is again. But there's very little actual animation. Like it's a lot of just pictures with narration over it. And like the art style is kind of like watercolor, but it's not. Is a lot of freeze frames, right? Like not even like voices timed to mouth movements. It's just like here's a picture, and then you hear the voices, and it was subtitled, so you're just hearing Japanese language the whole time and just reading subtitles. But the story is just there's these two lovers. They get married. The king shows up. He's like, I'm gonna prima nocta.
Ooh, Braveheart style.
So he gets him and his gang to gang rape her. And then she wanders back to her house. Her husband's like all upset, and then tries to choke her. because this is like an old, I don't know, like 18th, 17th century tale. So even though he loves her, he's like, the king fucked my girl. And then she kind of becomes an outcast. And then the king gives him a job of tax collector. So they get really rich, and then people start resenting, like, she's all nice and stuff, and then the townspeople, she does things for the townspeople, like she's nice about collecting the taxes, and then the queen's like, oh, the townspeople love her more than I, kind of like the queen from Snow White type thing.
Yeah.
And so they find more ways to punish her, and then she I started to like fade out. So she got like banished for a while, and then she makes like a pact with the devil to spare, help improve her husband's life. So she sells her soul to the devil, and the devil is like this penis character. It's very...
So he's a dickhead?
Yeah. He's like this little red guy. And yeah, it's this weird graphic art, like a lot of sexual imagery and stuff. Tons of like animated nudity. But yeah, pretty boring. Because yeah, she becomes like this super sexual being, starts orgies with the townspeople, and then...
Is she sad?
Super sad. Yeah. And then at some point she, through the devil, creates this like flower that heals people, and the king wants it. Like, he wants the secret, and then she's like, I'm not going to give you the secret. And he's like, okay, well, burn her. And then they burn her, and then the husband's like, I can't, damn you, king. And then he like gets speared by all the king's knights and stuff. Yeah, and then she
I'll
burns.
teach you spear.
Yeah, it's...
So I would really would have hated it.
Yeah. I was sitting there going, yeah, Ryan would have hated this. I fell asleep in the middle of it because it's just...
that great.
Yeah. Like it's just this, like, the art's beautiful and whatnot, but it's just like so graphic and doesn't really go anywhere special. Like, oh, they're treating her like a whore. Great. It's very demeaning to women.
Huh.
And it's not redeeming because she dies at the end.
So she's a whore, and they're like, I guess she has to die.
Yeah, she makes a deal with the devil, becomes a super whore, and yeah, embraces it. And then they burn her. Yeah.
I don't know if that's funny, but
like,
the
her
way you
husband's life
described it
doesn't get any
was funny.
better. Yeah. Her deal with the devil doesn't help. Yeah. So, and I clearly it's symbolism for something else that I'm just not, I don't care enough to dig deeper into. So,
fuck it.
So yeah, that leaves you with The Darkness.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not very good. Kevin Bacon's good in it. And
Kevin Bacon's in it?
Yeah. And it has potential, but I'll just play the trailer and I'll talk about the movie.
Hey, Mikey. Did you know the Indians that used to live around here thought this place was haunted? Legend says that the guardians of their spirit world lived in the rocks and the trees. That one day, they're going to come back into our world.
Don't be a jerk.
Like, I didn't mean anything by it. Mikey knows that.
Hey, buddy, do me a favor and listen to Mommy today.
Breakfast, Stephanie.
Later.
The bag's on the table, Mikey. Remember?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Can you tell Michael to stay out of my room? He keeps leaving dirty hand marks everywhere.
We never talk about him. We never talk about how he affects all of us. It's getting creepier and creepier.
1.
Getting angry doesn't help. You're scaring him.
2.
He's scaring me.
3.
Oh, my God.
4.
Hey, who's up there?
5.
Michael's been acting strangely. I mean, what are we dealing with here?
Where you've been, it's the home of very powerful spirits, trapped in another dimension.
The god you might be familiar with cannot help you now. Baby, don't put your hands in this, honey. You're leaving mark. 1, we're all gonna pay. 2, for what we've done.
3, 4, 5.
In it, it's this Kevin Bacon's family goes on a vacation to the Grand Canyon. He has a autistic son who falls into like this underground thing that has Native American stones that he removes, and by removing them, it unleashes the spirits. You don't find this out till like 50 minutes into the movie, but he takes them, and where the movie, what I actually thought was interesting is I actually thought it was a play on the darkness, because each person in the family had a secret. So the horror at the beginning was, well, his wife's an alcoholic. He cheated on her. Their wife is, their daughter is bulimic. No one pays attention to. They just ignore that the little boy who has autism just talks to random things. So when he's talking to spirits, they just ignore him. I'm like, okay, this is an interesting premise. The darkness actually represents the darkness in all of us. And I said, okay, so maybe it's not about, spirits or something. It's about exploiting people's dark secrets in their lives, because Paul Reiser's in it too, and he doesn't want to talk about how their son had problems. So that stuff's kind of fascinating. And I'm like, oh, okay, I can maybe get behind this movie, because it's maybe it's a slow burn movie, and it's making you think a little bit about, oh, these people have secrets. By their son finding these stones, the secrets are actually coming out, and it's revealing the worst in each person. And I said, oh, okay, that's interesting. But then it did the horrible horror movie cliche of where the parts where the people are making poor choices in their lives are really fascinating. So, when the spirits start showing up, there's a putrid smell in the house. And then the mom goes into the daughter's room and she finds like all these containers full of vomit that she's been throwing up when she's been eating and hiding it from her family. So it's underneath her bed.
Why doesn't she just flush it?
Yeah, I don't know. But so I'm like, oh, so that's why it smells in the house. It's just symbolism for their daughter, having bulimia, and she's just throwing up all the time. It's like, oh, that's kind of interesting. And then, Kevin Bacon's character not only has infidelity problems, but he just kind of ignores those kind of problems, and it just keeps on building and building and building. His son lights one of his rooms on fire, and he gets mad at him, and the mom's like, don't be mad at him. You're like, oh, so maybe it's just, they're ignoring their kids. And I'm like, okay, this is kind of interesting. But then they'll go into this, when they start explaining stuff, is really, really obnoxious. Like, when the mom says, I think there's a spirit in the house, and she does research. So there's a montage of her on the computer finding facts about Native American ghost stories. And then she sends it to Kevin Bacon's character, and he watches it, and they play the same like YouTube video about 4 times in the movie, where they're going, this is blah, 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 blah. They represent the wolf, the buffalo. And then the symbolism keeps on happening out through the movie. So you see like a coyote, and then you see the wolf, and then you see, it's like, and then something would happen, and then they would have exposition about what just happened. And it wasn't scary. It was just obnoxious. Like, oh, this is stupid. Not scary. And I should have known better, because when I didn't know when I bought the ticket, I looked at it as PG-13. I'm like, oh, this is going to suck. And then, of course, the ending is they bring a Mexican lady in the house who doesn't speak English with her granddaughter to exorcise the demons out of the house. So they start doing that, but they lose track of their son, and he goes back into his bedroom, and he crosses over to this dimension because the spirits want his soul. I don't even know. You're looking at me like I'm missing something, but I don't know why he's doing it. It just happens to be part of the story. So you can imagine what I'm like in this movie theater by myself. And then Kevin Bacon's character, goes in there. He's like, "Take me instead, take me." And then, the demon's like, "Okay." They don't say okay, but they motion to him. And then his little autistic son picks up the stones. He's like, "I'm not afraid," and he puts them back together. And then they get out. Like, this is stupid. This is the stupidest movie I've ever seen. I've seen so many horror films, and I don't mind when there's horror movie cliches, but I hate when it's so on the nose that it drives me crazy. It's, "Don't go into that room. That room has evil." And they're at the beginning, I kind of knew I was in trouble when so the little autistic boy is hiking with his older sister and the boy of their friend. And so, the boy is the asshole guy, and he tells him the ghost story of the Native Americans. I'm like, how does this kid know this? Trying to scare this little autistic boy. And it's really clumsy writing. Directing's not very good. Yep. But I was in the theater by myself.
Cool. So you're able to check your phone.
I always leave my phone in the car. But I went in, and it was like 5 minutes before the movie started. I was like, "Oh, sweet, I'm the only one here." But, especially at Belmar, I was going, someone's going to roll into this place, and it's going to be a bunch of teenage girls because it's a PG-13 movie, and they're going to sit right behind me, even though I'm in the third row.
And they'll watch like 45 minutes of it and leave.
Yeah. Even though, because, when I'm in the smaller theaters, I like to sit like in the last row of the stadium in the bottom, because the screen will, go around me. I know I'm weird like that. So I sat there, and I'm like, they're going to come in. They're going to sit right in front of me. No one else came in. I was in there by myself. Bored. Waiting for something to happen.
The good thing about sitting in the back for the green room was that, when I got bored in spots, I was like, well, there's no one this is going to distract, so I pulled out my phone and checked on things.
Yeah, I always leave my phone in the car because I'm not that asshole, Brad.
It's only an asshole if you're affecting other people.
So this is a down week on Real Nerds podcast.
Yeah.
Nothing exciting.
Haven't had one of those in a while.
Yeah, next week I'm excited, though. The Nice Guys opens. Are you seeing that on Monday?
Yeah, I get to see it tomorrow night.
Nice.
So
super jelly.
Yeah. And we forgot to do the stuff around town, so I'm trying to look up the...
Yeah, I'll just keep on talking. So I'm excited to see Nice Guys. Shane Black doing a buddy comedy. I've been reading reviews on it, and they say it's really great, that it's not very politically correct, and it kind of harkens back to Lethal Weapon. So that gets me really excited. This might be the last down week of the summer, because after this it kind of kicks up.
Yeah.
And you kind of expect it because Captain America, but...
Which I'm frustrated that... so it opened 170 million last week.
Yeah, 72 or something.
And this week it got...
72.
72, which is almost the same drop as Batman Superman, but it's not getting the flack of it's a bomb.
Yeah. Well, because it's already made almost $1 billion worldwide.
Yeah, worldwide, but in America it did about the same business.
It's already past Batman Superman. It's all right, Brad. It's all right.
No, I'm just saying domestically
yeah,
it's done about the same.
Wait till you'll be redeemed when Affleck's solo Batman movie comes out.
This weekend at the Esquire midnight, they had John Carpenter's Vampires this week.
Oh, that's a cool movie.
But they canceled the Friday show for some reason. I don't know. That's baffling. I hope they're not canceling the whole event. I've never seen that happen before.
Have you ever seen John Carpenter's Vampires?
Well, it's not. I can't imagine they get enough pre-sales to know how it's going to be.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that movie is such a cult following. I mean, it's kind of a goofy movie. It's all right.
Yeah, but to take it from one night to 2 nights to one night, midweek, I don't know.
Maybe they could only get the print one night or something.
Usually when I go, there's maybe average 30 people there on a good night. So I'm just do they gauge pre-sales to where it's well, if we have at least 5 people, it's worth it, and they just got 0?
I don't know.
For Friday. I don't know. But anyway, this week is The Adventures of Baron Munchausen. So check that out, midnights at the Esquire. And then the drive-in is still doing The Huntsman, My Big Fat Greek Wedding 2, and they put Keanu as the third film in the evening. So
I'm guessing Huntsman will probably leave next week, and then they'll replace it with something else.
Well, I hope the Big Fat Greek Wedding leaves. Put Batman Superman on there, or Civil War.
Yep.
Be great. A lot of the comment sections are put a kids movie on there. And
But my guess is they probably have to run them for a certain amount of time because it's a triple bill. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So if they say, "Oh, if you want to run the Huntsman here, it has to run for 4 or 5 weeks or something," would be my guess. I mean, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm guessing that's how it works.
And I'm guessing the Disney films are expensive, like
Probably.
their deal. So, I mean, they had Inside Out last year, but I think that was the only Disney thing they had. So,
oh, maybe they're waiting for Finding Dory then.
Maybe.
If they can only do one.
Yeah, and then EFP is on Thursday, so if you want to come see some local films, come
Where's
to the
that at?
Bug
There you
Theater at 8 o'clock, $5.
Cool.
I programmed this one.
Is it good?
It's very motherly theme. A lot of documentaries.
Cool.
For this one. Yep.
Right on.
So, Nice Guys next week.
Yeah, Nice Guys. I'm excited. Till next week. We'll see you at the theater. Bye. Visit our website, realnerdspodcast.com. You can tweet us at real_nerds. You can email us even, realnerds@gmail.com. Like us on Facebook. Hey, stream us on Stitcher. You want to call us? 720-6nerds5. And download us on iTunes. Just search Real Nerds. Thank you, Joe Kempter, for the wonderful voiceover. And also Spark Mandrill for the wonderful late-night jazz smooth sounds of movies. You can find them on SoundCloud. This has been a Nebulous Visions production.